Good morning,
Fernando.
Fernando.
I walked into Jay is like the Energizer Bunny. Is that what I was
That's my hallucination. My hallucination is Jay has literally a plug-in that is just going and going and going.
You know, Craig,
Did you
I
ever
would
see?
challenge you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Fernando.
I say I would challenge you and say that is not a hallucination. That is fact. Go ahead, Jay. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, did you ever see the commercials for like Duracell where they have the people that have the battery in the back of them?
Yeah.
They also have like kind of a similar hairdo as me as well. So it's like that plastic haircut. So it could be true, Craig. Behind this vest could be a battery.
And ready. Here's insight. You know what all of you may not see and may not know is that Jay, believe it or not, I believe has much more goddess energy than he does Zeus. And when he steps into his goddess, it is really attractive, really drawing, creates a massive gravitational pull. And I can tell because of the love and the way his team talks about him. So for all of you, know
Oh
that
my
is
gosh,
present.
I'm in love with Jay.
And know that is in the variance of your energies that gravitational pull and things like that happen. So Jay, thank you for starting off our call. Hello, everyone. Good morning. It is Why Wednesday as I walk into my car. I drive every morning to the nurse.
Nerve center.
And we lost him. I wonder if his Bluetooth took over.
That's some nerve.
On the call at this second that would like to say hello.
Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Dan.
Hey, what's happening, Dan? Dan Izaki in the building, everyone. How are you, my friend?
Good. Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome a friend of mine that I met at Date with Destiny, Uris, on the call. It's his first time, and he's calling in from England, I believe. And I just wanted to give a shout out to him and thank him for getting on this call with us this morning.
Well, Dan, thank you very much, my brother. And you just inspired me. I've never asked that for someone to introduce someone that is new. So thank you for that inspiration, and that is beautiful. So shout out to you and your friends. So now it is 8:30. Just want to check in. Sean, are you here with us? All right, let's have one more share. Is there anyone else who is new, who has never spoken, or just as Dan did so wonderful in his leadership, has brought someone into the group they'd like to introduce? Yes, go ahead.
Well, yes, I haven't brought someone into the group, but this is Cindy, and I just wanted to say I'm excited that I'm signed up for Tony Robbins' birthday party. Yay!
Yay! Well, Cindy, thank you. And who did you bring into the group?
No, I haven't brought anybody into the group. I just wanted to share that I'm registered.
Well, Cindy, thank you.
That's
that
awesome,
my 5D
Cindy.
listening is not there. Hello, Sean.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Why Wednesday. Cindy, very happy to be seeing you at Tony's birthday. And hopefully the next morning, on that Sunday morning, we do our ecosystem merger meeting and our public speaking acceleration chat and mastery workshop. So that's what's happening. And I heard another, at the same time as Cindy, I heard another voice, a thought, Fernando. Who was that? Is there another woman's voice?
You know,
yes,
I thought I heard, there we go.
Yeah.
Here I am. I had to unmute myself. My name is Galina. I'm new, and Krista, who invited me to the group. My name is Galina Melnikov. I live in Northvale. I'm a mother of 4, and I work for Remax Signature Homes, and I help people buy and sell homes. So,
Galina, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
That is absolutely awesome. So you live in Northvale. That is not
Yes,
far from where I am. Very, very cool. That's like 10 minutes away.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank
so
you.
Galina and everybody, Galina, do you have any idea what we do here?
No, this is my first time, and I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, so what we do on a daily basis is, this is Unblinded. I'm Sean Callagy, and we're here to help people see what they don't see about the fun and excitement of exponentially growing their business. And that sounds on a surface level quite simple and a little bit motivational, a little bit inspirational. Like, we might talk about a nice motivational quote or talk about a sunrise, and those things are certainly amazing and beautiful, but the depth is about 1,000 times deeper and more exponentially accelerating than that. So we talk about the formula, which helps us go with integrity from hello to yes with people, what to do with that formula to create the expansion of our ecosystem mergers, our frictionlessness, our acceleration of our sales meetings and actual sales. And this is what we do here. So there's incredible people from all over the country and all over the world, and that's what we're up to. So welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. I'm very
Can I
grateful
introduce
to be
myself?
here.
Yeah, who's that?
Hey guys, my name is Chintan Mehta. I'm a friend of Adam Gino's. He asked me to be on the call. Yeah, Fernando,
Yeah,
what's
Chin.
up, my man?
Well, welcome.
Nice to thank you, Sean. Thanks
Yeah,
for having me
welcome,
on the
brother.
call. Yeah.
And where are you from?
So I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. I work with Morgan Stanley in wealth management and looking to see things in a different way. So that's why I've joined the call here today.
Yeah, and one of our participants and teammates, Rob Gill, who is a dear friend and partner of mine in the space of insurance and Epic Financial Services overall, they went from 8 to 175 sales meetings per month. And when we say sales meetings, that means meeting with a person who can say yes or no, which is a 22x increase. Now, that said, Fernando's on the line, and we're having a fun conversation with Fernando, and we may have mentioned it last night. I think we did, but we'll mention the huddle today. And Fernando went all the way to, how many sales meetings did you have in the last 30 days, Fernando, last month?
307.
307 sales meetings. That doesn't mean phone calls. That doesn't mean hello. That doesn't mean attending an event with a bunch of people. That means literally 307 one-on-one sales meeting phone calls in the past month, which I want to again acknowledge Fernando for that number. I'm sure Adam's number and other folks in the call centers numbers were completely ridiculous as well. 307, however, is an extraordinary number for a month by anybody's standards for sales meetings. So Fernando, on this Why Wednesday, what was propelling you forward to have, and by the way, we're going to open it up to everybody in a moment with questions, comments, wins. The more wins we have, distinctions, breakthroughs that you're making, the more advantageous, beneficial, and amazing it is for everybody else here. So Fernando, how did you propel yourself to 307 sales meetings? Or not how, why? Like, what's the underneath why from that?
So I would thank you, Sean. Definitely want to step into why. I'd be remiss if I didn't, share gratitude for, the Unblinded team, Jared's leadership and fanatical focus, Adam's ability to create process, every single member of the call center from Roy to Eduardo to Chaz to Jeff Shook to Ben Fox and everyone in between. They have been making, if I've done whatever number I've done, they've done at least triple. And the only reason why I can say those numbers is because they're in place, the team's in place, the leadership's in place, and the vision is in place. So it is a process-driven system in order to reach those type of numbers. And I'm blessed to be, the guy, as Sean would say, catching the touchdowns. I wouldn't be able to do it without the team and the coach. So the reason, the why behind that.
Before we drop into the reason, real quick, for everybody, not especially the new people only, but for the new people and everybody. Listen, here's the deal. Process mastery is something that is imperative to increase our sales meetings flow. And remember, there's 3 components to producing all results: your process mastery, your influence mastery, and your self-mastery. And without the process mastery, Fernando, you, anyone can have all the influence capability in the world, and nothing is happening, or a fraction of those numbers is happening. Chaz, Jared, Adam, team, the process mastery that we have put in place has been high. And I was going to say remarkable, I'll say high, because we're increasing it. We're enhancing it. We're enhancing our number of ecosystem mergers. We're enhancing the frictionlessness. We're enhancing the time blocking, the written communication around it. There's acceleration that's happening at every level. And remember, it's not yes or no. It's where you are in that scale of mastery. And we, like you, are working on increasing our scale of mastery acceleration every single day, looking at what's not working optimally. How do we increase and accelerate? How do we have more and more people step into their acceleration by seeing what they don't see about moving forward with us? So, Fernando, your why.
I forget, thank you, Sean. I forget who asked me before how I wake up and have the energy to do all these calls and these things. And I thought about it for a second. And the reason is because one, I don't see them as calls. I see them as transformation. As Jared says, every time someone says yes, transformation begins. And I don't even see them saying yes to Unblinded. I see it as saying yes to themselves. And my mission for a long time was to rewrite humanity. And I had no idea what that meant and how I was going to do it. And through my commitment to this formula and my trust and faith in you, Sean, and this team, it's become a reality. And I am very present to the how, the process of how I plan to rewrite humanity is through language. And I genuinely believe, as someone who is scholastic and knowledgeable in the world of personal development and things, that there is no better formula. You mentioned the formula is how to go from hello to yes. I would say, and I've heard it from you, Sean, that the formula is a roadmap on how to accomplish anything you want in life. I've been able to use the formula to strengthen my relationship with Martha, who is a very supportive and loving girlfriend. I've had more time and magic with my family than ever before. Business and finances career is incredible. And my energy because of contribution is through the roof. So I realize now that rewriting humanity is through work like I'm pleased to do and honored to do with you, Sean, and Jen Ferris. And our ability to help influence influencers to touch the masses is incredible. And that is what multiplication and replication is all about. And there's nothing else on the planet I'd rather be doing than what we're doing right here, right now together.
Yeah. Well, that is awesome and phenomenal. Super appreciative for that share, Fernando, and so proud of you and how you're accelerating. And just so people don't think those are nice words, again, if you're new, you're not here all the time. We've talked about challenges that I face and incur when I'm out of the formula. We've talked about confronts with Fernando. Some of them were extremely challenging and disruptive back just, 4 or 5 months ago. And, in our relationship and our dynamics. And so nothing that happens here is designed to create a distorted viewpoint on how things work. We all go through challenges. There are days I'm like, why am I doing this? This is like exhausting. And do I really need this? And do I really want to be in a situation where there's people on, that are lining up to talk to me? Like, it feels weird. And I don't like feeling weird. I prefer deeper conversations. I like to be more anonymous. There's a significantly introverted aspect to me. So we don't get on like, yeah, everything's perfect. Like, no, that's just not how life is. Life is beautiful. It's incredible. It gives us what we focus on. And our nervous systems are designed to protect us, to avoid pain. So we are going to feel things on a regular and consistent basis that's going to pull us towards what in the moment feels more comfortable. Our brains and nervous systems are not designed naturally to bring us towards success. They're designed to keep us safe, to keep us comfortable, to have us avoiding pain. And part of these huddles are to break us free from that, to enjoy the challenges, to recognize the pain, the fear, the frustration, the things that come up, and know what to do with it when it does. And we never get to a point when we're like, listen, here's what does happen. What's comfortable and normal for you, for me, for all of us, that expands. So what's comfortable and normal for me today is certainly not what was comfortable and normal for me 5 years ago, let alone 25 years ago. It's a whole different world. As we accelerate towards anything new, yeah, there are challenges and we feel it. Whenever we're entering new territory, the unknown, uncertainty rises. Our brains, our minds, our nervous systems recognize it. We want to avoid pain. We want to be protected and safe. So part of what we're doing here is disrupting self-mastery so we can accelerate into new behaviors. And when we use words like transformation, acceleration, what we're really talking about is just changing our habits. We're talking about changing what's normal for us. We're talking about going from Fernando excitedly pursuing lots of different opportunities to focusing and having 307 sales calls last month, and then this month, and next month, and the month after. And what that begins to do to accelerate massively his skill set through this incredible formula and his repetition in it with integrity. And then his ability to train and duplicate and leverage, and yours and mine and everyone's. Like, that's what we're doing here. So at the end of the day, that's how we create, through habitual pattern changes, more money in less time with more magic. And those words sound like things you may have heard before. And they're true. It's how it really works. At one point, if you played an instrument, you couldn't, and then you could. And whatever your highest level of mastery is in anything you do in the world, there's things that you're the most proud of, the most skilled in, that you are today. When you make that skill set growing and expanding your business as one of the things you're best at in the world and teaching others to do the same, that's when we have these exponential increases in your income, the time minimization, and the magic increase. And when we say magic, we mean all the feelings and emotions you want to experience. And right now, for those folks that are in mastery in the program, we are through the first 3 modules. We had our questions from last night. Your questions were amazing and beautiful. And we'll have our role play tomorrow night. And now we're truly ready with the first 4 steps. Of course, the 10 indispensable elements matter. Of course, the 4 energies matter. But the 4 steps are in. And now it's about the drilling, the acceleration, the repetition, the work through and in our accountability groups, increasing. That's going to bring us to that new level of mastery breakthrough, which increases our income. And the first tracker for increasing your income is increasing your number of sales meetings. When you increase your number of sales meetings, and that's increased through your ecosystem mergers, we have access to increasing our income. And as you increase ecosystem mergers and provide more sales meetings, you have access to scaling. It's he or she that has influence over ecosystems that generates sales meetings, that creates transfer potential by having other people want to come work with you. People don't know how. And if people do know how, they're afraid and they want to be part of something. That part of something is here with what we're doing with Unblinded and with you. Having people see their future in you because of your leadership, your actions, your self-mastery, your process mastery, influence mastery. That's what people are going to be drawn to and want to be around. So that said, any questions, any wins, any breakthroughs of insight, actual practical results, your posts have been incredible. Please keep them coming. Had an amazing and beautiful post or text message from Dr. Berg just 2 days ago of literally numbers up across the board. So exciting to hear from somebody who's a mentor of mine that's now applying the formula in a whole new way, seeing massive acceleration. Who's out there?
Hey, Sean, can I share a win?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, it's Clayton.
Hey, Clayton, absolutely, brother. How are you?
Hey, how are
Clayton,
you?
And I know where you're from, but tell everybody where you're from.
So I'm from Central New Jersey, in the Mastery program, loving it. The modules are amazing. I just want to give gratitude to that. I just wanted to share kind of a social proof. So I stopped by the Nerve Center the other day, and I want to give a shout out to Eduardo, Fernando, Adam, Ben Fox, and Roy, because the work they were doing, I know everything you guys say is rooted in integrity, but I had a hard time conceptually understanding how people could be putting up those numbers. They were nonstop. It was so beautiful to see the work they were doing with such joy. Like, Fernando was on fire. He prayed with someone. He was like, you could see his soul shining through him. And I just want to share, that was so beautiful. And then my win is just with the formula, our sales meetings, especially since the call last night where you gave me some advice on how to help people see what they don't see during intake meetings at the school. Our process, we're rewriting our entire tour process. So I just wanted to share that it's already paying off. We have more and more sales or tours converting. So I just want to say thank you to the formula, thank you to Sean, and to give a shout out to my friends in the Nerve Center.
No, Clayton, brother, you're awesome, and your commitment to applying what you're learning is so present. I had such an awesome time with you and your mom at dinner a couple weeks back in Utah, and brother, you're on it, and here we go. So thanks, Clayton.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, anybody else? We'll
this is
one
Ben
more
Fox.
share. Ben Fox.
Hi, good
Fox,
morning.
brothers. And we're gonna get to the woman's voice in a minute that I heard. So we'll go with the male voice of Ben Fox first. What's up, brother?
Good morning. Can I tell you why somebody said yes during a coaching call yesterday, but why they said yes right then instead of saying they'll join up with us in the mastery program next month? Because it's a cool story and it's quick.
Yeah, go. All
right, thank you.
30 seconds, go.
Right. So check this out. He was like, I'm in, but he's like, I got all this stuff going on. Then he said at the very last minute, he says, one quick question. And this is when he saw his future with the mastery program. And he says, can the formula be applied during a conflict? And if so, how? And I said, absolutely yes. And I said, actually, it's like having a GPS. And I actually asked him a question. I said, in an argument in the past, have you lost like your thought train, like where you were going to talk about? Did you know what was coming up? And he says, no, I didn't. I don't know what's going to happen next. And I said to him, I said, with the formula, you do. You ask questions, you find out where people are coming from, where they're at now, where they're going, what's been working, what's not. And remember the 4 energies. And remember, build emotional rapport. And I said, and by doing that, somebody feels heard, they feel seen. And you know what? The conflict isn't a conflict anymore. There's understanding and agreements formed. And he said, you know what, Ben? I want to sign up right now. And we had the most amazing coaching call, Sean. And I wanted to tell you personally, thank you for this opportunity. And Clayton, I want to tell you, thank you for coming in there. Center. Real quick, last thing. It's not just, there's numbers being put on a board, but these numbers, those are coaching calls to people where we talk about like what is going on in their lives and their business and what their dreams are. And it really, really is wonderful. And we love what we do. And thank you for this opportunity, Sean. Just want to tell you that. Thank you. And the Q&A last night was legendary. Okay.
Yeah. Thank
hey,
you,
Sean,
brother.
it's Mike. Can I jump in also, just really quickly?
We had a female. We had a woman's voice first, Mike. You get to go next.
Sure.
Just I want to make sure. Thank you, brother, for jumping. Whose voice did I hear a moment ago?
Hi, good morning. It's Orly from Florida.
Hey, Orly, how are you?
I'm great, Sean. How's everybody doing here?
Everybody
Good.
is doing
Everybody.
wonderfully.
Not that everybody
let me be
answer.
accurate. Orly, real quick. Everybody is doing wonderfully and challenged. So we always want to keep it accurate, right? So loving what we're doing, and there's certainly days because there's so much acceleration happening that I'm like, wow, there's a lot. So a lot, acceleration, opportunity, some moments of like deep breath, deep exhale. That's what's present. So we're keeping it totally real because we are in acceleration breakthrough mode. And that's what it looks like. Like when you're climbing a mountain, it looks like sometimes going like my arms are burning so badly and it's freezing and I'm like on Everest and this is ridiculous. What am I doing? It looks like that sometimes, Orly. And then sometimes it's like base camp. Yes, like yes, like right, like that's what it looks like, and that's real. So it's normal for everybody out there to feel like your arms are burning, you're scared. This is like a lot. Like what's happening? I feel overwhelmed. Like the bicycle's not going straight. I'm crashing. Just want to throw the bicycle into the fence, or I just want to like run away and go curl up and stop. Like yeah, it looks like that sometimes for me also. So I just want to be present for that, and I just know enough that when that feeling comes on, that it's just a feeling. It's ridiculous. It's just not, it's not where I want to be. And the other side of that feeling, taking action and working through it, is where everything is. So that's where it is, Orly. How are you?
I'm very well. I wanted to share, I guess it ties into what you just said, Sean, that I've been trying to implement the formula in various aspects of my life. And I've started with some videos, taking the mic in the cooking aspect of my passion and my vision, and also sharing some vulnerability, which was very difficult, but so necessary, and it's helped me. But what I realized that what's kept me blocked all these years is my fear that I won't stick to it in the long run, and that's held me back because I want to be consistent, and I realized that I just never focused enough and I didn't have enough repetition to change some of those habits. And I've come to the realization, because this week videos are difficult for me, so how, instead of the difficulty and staying stuck on what's difficult, what my barriers are, what can I do to make it happen? And I've reached out and I use the formula in calling universities and film schools to see if they have any students that would like to take on my project. So I'm trying to put things in motion and also put myself in motion. And the thing that you mentioned about changing your habits and repetition is so true. And I know now for sure that's what's kept me blocked and stuck.
Orally. That is awesome. Thank you for the share. I want to give everybody a quick shorthand also, orally included. So if you're feeling a lack of acceleration in connecting with other people, that's not what orally was saying, but it just popped for me. Here's two shorthand things to think about when you think about the formula overall. Am I listening? Am I listening 2 to 3 times as much as I'm speaking? So is the other person talking 2 to 3 times as much as I am? It's a great barometer. And if you're not following that rule, it equals you're not following the formula. So you could easily say, like, I don't know, I'm just not really connecting with people. Okay, are they talking a lot more than you? Because if they are, then you're in the formula. If you're talking more than they are, then you're not, right? So there's something way off in the emotional rapport building, etc. Second, to get yourself into that space, shorten your questions. Shorten your questions. Orally, wow, really? When? Awesome. How? Shrink your questions, right? So, because even when you're asking lengthy questions, you are talking. So 2 to 3 times as much they should be talking. Shrink your questions. Deepen your empathy and listening. Third little distinction. Deepen your empathy and listening. So you're not sitting thinking of what you're going to say next or how it relates to you. Sit in their space and give them the gift of I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me. I see you, I hear you, what you say matters to me, and there we are. So it's about them. They're talking 2 to 3 times as much, shrinking your questions, and deep empathy and listening. Thank you, Orly. Michael Smikin, what's up, brother?
Sean, may I say something to Orly quickly, please? It's Peter.
I think we had
Sean,
Michael
I will
next
cede
up.
my time. I will cede my time to Peter, and then I'll go
Peter,
after
okay, good.
him.
Mike,
right,
you're
Peter,
beautiful.
quick.
Thank you so much. Orly, I just wanted to thank you. I watched the video with you and Victoria with my daughter. She's 5. She asked the question, Daddy, is that woman blind? And I said, yes. She then said, Daddy, how can she cook if she's blind? And I want to just thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you gave me the gift of being able to educate my daughter that blindness isn't the end of the world, so she then can become a more open person. So that was literally all I wanted to say. I just wanted, a meaningful connection means more than 1 million likes. What you're doing is amazing. Please keep on doing it. That was it.
Peter, that is awesome. Orally, congratulations on that. And yes, keep it going. And I will add this. So we're staying in full, clarity and coaching and love. So Orly, I'm not 100% sure of everything you're up to, and then it's clear. Keep up with your passion. And if we're looking to accelerate ourselves financially in some way, let's always make sure that whatever we're doing, and I'm not saying what Orly is doing is or isn't this at all. I'm not saying that. I don't know. But just make sure there's a practicality to how it can accelerate your finances now. So let's always distinguish between our passion and love and its practical ability to meet our financial needs short and long term. Doesn't mean we can't be doing everything that we're passionate about and that we can't find a way to monetize. Just make sure there's a mechanism to monetize consistent with the time frame that you need, and it's not sort of a blurry unknown line. If you're looking for monetization in the short run, let's make sure there's monetization potential now for whatever it is that you're doing, if that matters to you. It may not. There's people in this program that are looking for fulfillment, time maximization, not monetization. Quite frankly, if I was looking for massive acceleration and monetization, I would be doing something different than I'm doing now, because there's easier ways for me to monetize my time and my energy. That's not all that I'm looking for. So make sure it fits in practically with what you're doing. Michael Smikin, what's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going? So I wanted to talk to something that Ben had brought up.
First of all, who are you? Just tell everybody who you are real quickly and where you're from.
Hey folks, Michael Smikin, Caligula. I live in New York, and longtime listener. This will be my 11th year with Sean, learning to live inside the formula. So wanted to speak to something that Ben said about conflict. And it reminds me of a conversation that Tia and I had back at the Unblinded event. And in a lot of different ways, the formula has helped me to change the trajectory of my life by how magical it is in dealing with conflict. Putting aside like the terminology, conflict is confrontation, right? It's dealing with something directly without avoidance. And what confrontation is in its purest form is truth, right? And seeking truth. And that's what integrity-based human influence is based in. And so in a lot of different ways, we look at confrontation as a negative when really it's something beautiful. It's about truth and getting to agreement. And even if you can't come to agreement, you can still love and appreciate the person who you have disagreement with. And in a lot of different ways, as an attorney, most people think that I live in Zeus energy. And a lot of my success can be attributed to bringing a high degree of Zeus energy in situations. But I've achieved more success when I've learned to connect with my goddess, my love energy, and my compassion without judgment, without the Zeus energy, than I ever have in being in Zeus. And so, for that amazing person who signed up for the mastery program, asking a simple question like, hey, I hear this is about sales mastery, or I hear this can help my business, it actually can help them, like Fernando said, in a variety of different ways, but mostly it's about truth and how to access truth at the highest levels, to influence people to tell the truth, to get them to live in truth and to see truth. And so, it is magic in that regard.
Yeah, and just so everybody is clear, this brought Michael, to put this practically, Michael was not in his Zeus energy when we first met. And in fact, Michael was really struggling because in the law, it's a sales dynamic, right? You're dealing with adversaries and judges and other people. It's an influence dynamic, as all things are at some level. And Michael was having incredibly aggressive adversaries that were doing unkind, untruthful things to him. They were threatening him, leveraging him, pushing him. This was a decade plus ago, 11 years ago. And through the formula, in a couple of days, teaching Michael a few things, it radically transformed one outcome for him where he was getting smacked around, and then he ended up disrupting massively somebody who was hugely out of integrity, and it created this enormous shift. And for the next couple of years, it was hard work. It was not dealing with his conditioned nature to disrupt appropriately and be aggressive in the right moments, bringing that Zeus energy. And he did. And in a relatively short period of time, a couple of years after that, he was dealing with some of the most intense, aggressive, out of integrity adversaries imaginable, and dealing with them in group dynamics and handling it masterfully on his own. That led to just incredible outcomes and results in so many cases. So Michael, 11 years in, has been living the formula, and Michael, like Rob Gill and some others, can also tell you that he hasn't paid attention sometimes. So he's had massive breakthroughs and accelerations in certain departments, and other departments and areas he hasn't. So Michael is still stepping into his greatness in business development, in scaling his area and department, because he is so utterly talented in the formula as a litigator, as a integrity-filled person. And at the same time, the world doesn't know enough about it, and he's stepping into that space. But we all get massively incredible results when we're in the formula, and we don't get the results we want when we're not. And so I'm really proud of Michael because he's confronting himself in that area, taking on massive acceleration. And Michael, just am I on track in saying those things or no?
Yeah, you are dead on, Sean. At first it was super challenging, to kind of deal with these people who are massively out of integrity. And 10 years ago, I would have used different language, but it is so important to engage in transformative language because it changes the way you approach things. And that's why I mentioned, conflict versus confrontation versus truth, because it just makes it easier. And that was one of the things that Sean allowed me to do, was to test one of my comfort zones, to push outside of it. And then when I stopped being afraid, when I stopped feeling uncertainty about operating outside my comfort zone, I realized how much power it gave me. And then it became fun to challenge my comfort zone. So the things that made me uncomfortable were actually exhilarating as opposed to fear-inducing. and anxiety inducing. And I learned how to eliminate anxiety, eliminate fear. And because of that, I was able to operate inside of spheres that other people never even dream of, are able to do things in dynamics that people can't even imagine doing, because they'd be like, oh my God, how could you do that? How could you get on the phone with 6 of the most prominent attorneys and basically tell them what time it was, with each one of them directing like fire at you simultaneously? Because it was fun, because it was about truth, because I was now operating well within a comfort zone that for others would be terrifying. And that's why you have to push it every single day, confront yourself at the highest level. So yeah, Sean, that's what I've been doing for 11 years. And I can't tell you how much it has meant to me to have that ability. There is no price on it. And I've said this to others before. I don't know if anybody on the call has heard me say this, but at times, because of my stature, my prominence in the legal community, I'm scouted by people all the time, and they constantly want to recruit me out of Callagy Law. And I've thought about this like 1,000 times, like what would it take to get me away from having the type of proximity to someone like Sean and that mentorship? And there is no number, right? Because the growth that I get from even 20 minutes together talking strategy, or the development that I've received from him over the years, has no number, because it potentially is in the hundreds of millions. It could be in the billions of dollars. If I had consistently, which is my big challenge, consistently applied the teachings of the formula, if money was something that drove me, I would have more money than I could possibly count. It doesn't. It's not what motivates me. What motivates me is fulfillment and happiness in life. And in that, I'm wealthier than anybody I know. So, and the truth is, people can't recruit me away from him, because, geez, I get what you guys get on a regular basis consistently, and there is no value to that, right? There's no money, no number you could put on that.
Yeah, well, thank you, Michael. And Michael and I did not prearrange that Michael would go into any of this today. So thank you for jumping on, or speaking up, not just jumping on, speaking up today. And I am incredibly proud of you. And we have a lot of work to do. So apply the formula and process marketing mastery, and let's grow, scale, and give this to more people. So love you, brother, and thank you. Okay. With that said, yeah, it's Why Wednesday. Just another Wednesday. It's just like how everybody starts their day. Jared, what's up?
Hello, everybody. I am at the Nerve Center today, so Wednesdays are fun for me to be present with everybody. We had a wonderful Q&A. I want to just once again acknowledge everybody for posting those questions, because without the questions, there's nothing to answer. So these questions are just extremely on point. Many of you are being really vulnerable with the questions too, in service of yourself and in others. So thank you for that. Thank you for allowing the Q&A to be as special as it is. I'm going to challenge 3 or 4 people to start thinking right now and step up and do a role play Thursday night, tomorrow night. It's a perfect week for role playing with unique identity. I mean, this is one that could absolutely change the way that you are within the formula when you can create mastery around that step. So if that's something that you want to do, you know where to reach us. Please reach out to us, info@unblindedmastery.com, and tell us why we should select you for the role play tomorrow. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people that want to do this. It's a really great opportunity. Outside of that, we will send out an email today, but links have been posted for both Tony Robbins' birthday, so you can come as our guest. It's inside of the platform. There's a link right there. Search for something that I posted, you'll see it. And then also a link to register for our ecosystem merger event and our public speaking boot camp with the one and only Sean Callagy. So that's happening on Sunday morning, March 1st from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. We've got a beautiful venue. It is on site. So probably most of you will be staying at that hotel, because it's literally right where the event is for Tony's birthday. So really convenient, and it'll be 3 hours long. It is complimentary to our students. For non-students, it's $197. So you are welcome to invite people to come, and they can just pay the non-student rate, or they can join Mastery, which is in service of them on their journey to create mastery around integrity-based human influence. Look for both of those links in the platform. We'll also send out an email with those links as well today, so that you can register. And final, the Q&A from last night has already been posted in the platform. So if you missed it, go check it out. It was really a special experience. Back to you, Sean.
Listen, it's Why Wednesday. Thank you, Jared. Let's register up, get together out in LA, be on the role play tonight. tomorrow night, and have an incredible Why Wednesday. Be in your self-mastery, taking massive zone action, and thanks for being here.
Have a great day, everyone. Remember to take the lessons here not only as stories of truth. One of the massive distinctions that Sean gave in the module Agreement Formation, which launches on Sunday, is that agreement equals truth. We do not only use words because they sound pretty. There's a reason and an intention. So today's tactical takeaway is that agreement formation equals truth. Blessings, and I'll see you tomorrow.